rather than rehash all of that, I'm interested in knowing Daryl Bennett now, and I don't think we have to go through all this with everybody. There was a lot of confrontation between the mayor, yourself, the Police Services Board. He's back on. It seems like things are moving along pretty smoothly. Do you see that continuing? Is the next budget going to work that way? Do you get a sense, is the very, not even the very worst, but is most of that gone now, and are we going to see a much smoother relationship going forward?
I'm hoping so. The new chief is going to be confronted with all the issues that I inherited, and that is an insufficient staff, disproportionate crime rate, more violence than our neighbors experience. All those issues haven't gone away. Our officers are dealing with it effectively and efficiently, and we're still the most economical in our bandwidth, and that was the case when the conversation started. So all of that is the same. So, you know, it's to be hoped. It's not in anybody's interest to perpetuate any of that, and there's real issues. We need the station issue about accommodating the service appropriately in a station, either new or enhanced at that location. There's always technology issues that we have to invest in and to keep pace with the issues. Training burdens, the whole issue of PTSD is consuming our capacity because it's a real issue, and it's a real issue for our officers. And every year in the media business, every story is about, every week, another drug bust with a person from Toronto or Durham region, plus a local person, plus a gun seized, and that's our new normal. Plus the deaths with fentanyl, plus the all the other issues, and it's just going to get easier when we legalize marijuana, I'm sure, and that's what's ahead of us. So we need the board to be on side with the members and the community to meet their needs.
But you were allowed to keep your surplus this last time.
Well, that's still a discussion.
Okay.
Right? It hasn't been finalized, but the mayor did suggest that it should be kept, and I'm hoping that will be the outcome.
Okay, and you have specific places where that money's going. You decided to.
We have priorities. We always have priorities because we always make cuts at the other end, right? So the savings are always on the backs of the officers because the only way we can save money is hoping people don't show up for work, which is a fool's game, right? Maternity leaves, we can't just phone a temporary police shop and have police officers pop up, so we're perpetually short.
I guess, and I know you've made all those arguments before, and I've not always agreed with them. I don't agree that I don't disagree those are problems, but I guess when I listen to you, I also know that I could sit down here with the CEO of PRHC and the executive director of the school board, and they could run through the same kinds of things. Everybody always faces more is expected of them. There are more issues, different issues, and there isn't an infinite amount of money to go around. So somebody has to be the person who says, okay, you're going to have to deal with this on this number. What do you think, like realistically, what's your budget this year, 26 million roughly?
About that, yes.
So what would you say if you wanted to do everything you need to do, recognizing that you can't do absolutely everything, what would be a good number for you? Is it 29 million, or do you know that? You know what,
someone made a calculation about a decade ago that for 100,000 population, you need a $30 million budget. So our closest comparator is Brantford, but Brantford is a compact city. It's not we don't have a Cavan-Monaghan, like they don't have a Cavan-Monaghan and a Lakefield attached. And so they have 29 more officers 2 years ago, and 25 more civilians for their 100,000 population. We have 98,000 population, and they're hiring 8 more. So it's not that we have to have what other people have, we just have to have what will meet the need. And it's just been very hard for very long, and we're seeing that now with the PTSD issues and the stress that the officers are carrying.
And so you think another $4 million a year to get to 30 would be kind of where you see Peterborough fitting in?
You know what, I would even think less than that, because we gave up $500,000 annually from Lakefield, and that's gone. Right? So that would have been the equivalent of 5 officers, right? So that became a perpetual problem indefinitely, and so you find it in not having the resources. And so we always have to make the decision. And the issue is, and you're absolutely right, more money needs to be spent on prevention and education and health. And when all those things fail, we're at the bottom of it all, and we're the call of last resort, and the only 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week solution for all those other failing systems, right? And that's the issue. And our capacity is being eroded. There's not too many professions that you could say it takes 1,000% or 2,000% longer to do certain things. And we have example after example of those kinds of things. And so...
Actually, I have something to say about it too, but I think, Lois, what would you like to chime
I'm
in
trying to
with?
figure out, what is it about Peterborough that you think that you can't get those dollars? Because I feel like we're talking about the OHL arena and we won't invest in other things. Is it just the community's reluctance to spend the dollars, or is it the LEAP, or what is it that is holding back financing things to the level that you believe that they should be financed?
You know, it's hard for me to say. My simple job is to identify the need to a board. The board then accepts the risk. Then it becomes our burden to mitigate the risk and get on with the job as best as we can. So